The unexpected invasion. Introduction to Illyria. The planet of Illyria was known throughout the galaxy for its breathtaking landscapes and peaceful inhabitants. Nestled in a distant corner of the cosmos, Illyria had managed to maintain its tranquility despite the turmoil that often plagued other worlds. Its people lived in harmony with nature, harnessing advanced technology to preserve the planet's beauty and ensure a sustainable future. Captain Jackson Vashon. Captain Jackson Vashon was a respected figure in Illyrian society. A seasoned pilot and commander of the Illyrian Space Guard, Jackson had dedicated his life to protecting the planet and its people. He was admired for his bravery and strategic mind, often called upon to mediate intergalactic relations and maintain peace in the region. The invasion. On a typical Illyrian morning, the sky was filled with an unexpected sight, the fleet of the Ziridian Empire, descending upon the planet like a dark storm. The Ziridians, known for their ruthless tactics and advanced technology, had never been seen in these parts of the galaxy before. Their sudden appearance sent shockwaves through Illyrian society. Captain Jackson Vashon was the first to respond to the invasion. He rallied the Illyrian Space Guard, scrambling to defend their homeworld against the unexpected threat. Despite their valiant efforts, the Ziridian forces seemed almost invincible, pushing the Illyrians back with each passing moment. The Ancient Prophecy. As the battle raged on, whispers began to circulate among the Illyrians about an ancient prophecy. It spoke of a time when Illyria would face its greatest threat, and only then would the planet's true guardians awaken. These guardians were said to be powerful entities, capable of defending Illyria against any foe. Jackson, though skeptical, couldn't help but wonder if there was truth to the legend. With the Ziridian Empire closing in, he knew that every hope, no matter how slim, was worth exploring. The discovery. Deep within Illyria's ancient ruins, a team of archaeologists stumbled upon a hidden chamber. Led by Lyra Flynn, they uncovered artifacts that hinted at the existence of the Guardians. The team's excitement was short-lived, as the Ziridian forces began to close in on their location. Lyra, determined to unlock the secrets of the artifacts, worked tirelessly alongside her team. They soon discovered that the Guardians were not just mythical beings but actual entities, biomechanical dragons created by Illyria's ancient civilization to protect the planet in times of need. The Awakening. As the Ziridian Empire's attacks intensified, Lyra and her team successfully activated the ancient technology. The ground began to shake, and from the heart of Illyria, a magnificent dragon emerged. It was unlike anything anyone had ever seen, a fusion of organic and mechanical parts, with scales that shimmered like the stars. The dragon, named Ether, was the first of the Guardians to awaken. It soared into the sky, ready to defend Illyria against the invaders. Captain Jackson Vashon, witnessing this spectacle, felt a surge of hope. Perhaps, just perhaps, the tide of the battle was about to change. Conclusion. The invasion of Illyria by the Ziridian Empire had set off a chain of events that would change the course of history. With the awakening of the Guardians, the stage was set for a battle that would decide the fate of the planet and the future of the galaxy. Captain Jackson Vashon and Lyra Flynn found themselves at the forefront of this conflict, leading the charge against the Ziridian Empire and its mysterious motives. This is the beginning of the story. Each subsequent part will explore different characters and plot developments, leading to a climactic conclusion. The Awakening of the Guardians. Introduction to Lyra Flynn. Lyra Flynn was an Illyrian archaeologist renowned for her groundbreaking discoveries in the ancient ruins scattered across the planet. Her passion for uncovering the secrets of Illyria's past had led her to some of the most significant archaeological finds in recent history. Lyra's latest project involved exploring a long-abandoned site deep in the heart of Illyria's largest forest. It was here that she stumbled upon the key to unlocking the planet's most powerful defense mechanism, the Guardians. The discovery of ancient artifacts. Lyra and her team had been excavating the site for weeks, uncovering artifacts that hinted at a sophisticated technology far beyond anything they had seen before. Among the ruins, they found a series of cryptic symbols etched into the walls, which Lyra believed were more than just decorative, they were instructions. As they deciphered the symbols, Lyra realized that they were pointing to a hidden chamber deep beneath the ruins. The team worked tirelessly to uncover the entrance, and finally, after days of excavation, they succeeded in opening the chamber. Inside, they found a collection of ancient artifacts, each emitting a unique energy signature. Lyra recognized these as components of the Guardians, the legendary biomechanical dragons said to have been created by Illyria's ancient civilization to protect the planet. The Guardians revealed. The artifacts, once activated, began to glow intensely. The ground started to shake, and from the heart of the chamber, a magnificent dragon emerged. It was Ether, the first of the Guardians to awaken. Ether was unlike anything anyone had ever seen, a fusion of organic and mechanical parts, with scales that shimmered like the stars. Lyra, filled with a mix of awe and trepidation, approached Ether cautiously. She soon discovered that the Guardians were not just machines but sentient beings, capable of communicating and forming bonds with their operators. The bond between Lyra and Ether. As Lyra interacted with Ether, she realized that the Guardians required a symbiotic bond with their operators to function at their full potential. This bond allowed the Guardians to understand and respond to the intentions and emotions of their operators, making them formidable allies in battle. Lyra, with her deep understanding of Illyrian history and technology, was chosen to be Ether's primary operator. Together, they formed a powerful partnership, ready to face the Ziridian Empire and defend Illyria. The Ziridian Empire's response. News of the Guardians' awakening spread quickly, reaching the ears of the Ziridian Empire. Emperor Kalen Darkhaven, intrigued by the potential threat these biomechanical dragons posed, ordered his forces to intensify their assault on Illyria. The Ziridians launched a series of brutal attacks, hoping to overwhelm the Illyrians before they could fully deploy the Guardians. However, Lyra and Ether were not alone. Other Guardians began to awaken, each bonding with a different operator, forming a formidable defense force. The battle begins. As the Ziridian Empire's forces clashed with the Guardians, the skies above Illyria became a battleground. Ether, with Lyra at its core, led the charge against the invaders. The biomechanical dragons proved to be more than a match for the Ziridian fleet, their advanced technology and symbiotic bonds giving them an edge in combat. Despite their initial successes, Lyra knew that the war was far from over. The Ziridian Empire would not give up easily, and the fate of Illyria hung in the balance. The Guardians had awakened, but the true test of their strength was yet to come. Conclusion. With the Guardians now active, the stage was set for a battle that would decide the future of Illyria. Lyra Flynn, alongside her newfound allies, stood ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The Ziridian Empire, however, was not the only threat they would face. Internal conflicts and hidden dangers would soon emerge, testing the resolve of the Illyrians and their newfound Guardians. This part of the story introduces Lyra Flynn and explores the awakening of the Guardians, setting the stage for the epic battle between Illyria and the Ziridian Empire. The next part will delve into the heart of the conflict, introducing General Orion Blackwood and the Illyrian Defense Forces. The Battle for Illyria. Introduction to General Orion Blackwood. General Orion Blackwood was a seasoned military leader, renowned for his strategic brilliance and unwavering dedication to the defense of Illyria. As the commander of the Illyrian Defense Forces, Orion had spent years preparing for a moment like this, the invasion of Illyria by the Ziridian Empire. With the awakening of the Guardians, Orion saw an opportunity to turn the tide of the battle in favor of the Illyrians. The deployment of the Guardians. As the Ziridian Empire intensified its assault on Illyria, General Blackwood made the decision to deploy the Guardians. Ether, the first Guardian to awaken, was joined by three more: Terra, a formidable Earth-based Guardian; Aqua, a water elemental Guardian capable of controlling the oceans; and Aero, a sky-dwelling Guardian with the power to command the winds. Each Guardian was paired with a skilled operator, forming a symbiotic bond that allowed them to work in perfect harmony. Lyra Flynn, with her deep understanding of Illyrian technology, played a crucial role in coordinating the Guardians' efforts. The battle rages on. The skies above Illyria became a battleground as the Guardians clashed with the Zeridian fleet. Ether, with Lyra at its core, led the charge, its mechanical wings slicing through enemy ships with ease. Terra shook the ground, creating massive earthquakes that toppled Zeridian ground forces. Aqua summoned tidal waves, washing away enemy positions, while Aero conjured storms that blinded and disoriented the enemy. Despite their valiant efforts, the Zeridian Empire refused to yield. Emperor Kalen Darkhaven, determined to claim Illyria's resources for his empire, ordered his forces to press on, no matter the cost. The turning point. As the battle raged on, General Blackwood realized that the Guardians alone might not be enough to secure victory. He needed a strategy that would exploit the Zeridian Empire's weaknesses and give the Illyrians a decisive advantage. Orion turned to Lyra and her team, asking them to delve deeper into the ancient technology that powered the Guardians. They discovered that the Guardians could be upgraded with advanced Illyrian artifacts, enhancing their abilities and making them nearly invincible. The upgrade. With time running out, Lyra and her team worked tirelessly to integrate the artifacts into the Guardians. Ether was upgraded with a powerful energy shield, Terra gained the ability to create massive force fields, Aqua could now control the weather on a global scale, and Aero was equipped with advanced propulsion systems, allowing it to move at incredible speeds. The upgraded Guardians were a game-changer. They launched a counterattack that pushed the Zeridian forces back, reclaiming lost ground and giving the Illyrians hope for a victory they thought was impossible. Internal conflict. However, not everyone was pleased with the Guardians' newfound prominence. A faction within the Illyrian government, led by Councillor Elwyn, began to question General Blackwood's reliance on these ancient machines. They feared that the Guardians could become uncontrollable, posing a threat not just to the Zeridian Empire but to Illyria itself. This internal conflict threatened to undermine the Illyrian defense at a critical moment. General Blackwood found himself facing not only the external threat of the Zeridian Empire but also the skepticism of his own people. Conclusion. The battle for Illyria had reached a critical juncture. The Guardians, now upgraded and more powerful than ever, stood as the planet's best hope for survival. However, internal divisions and the relentless assault by the Zeridian Empire meant that the war was far from over. General Orion Blackwood and Lyra Flynn would have to navigate these challenges if they were to save Illyria and secure its future. This part of the story introduces General Orion Blackwood and explores the deployment of the Guardians in the battle against the Zeridian Empire. The next part will delve into the secrets of the Zeridian Empire and introduce Emperor Kalen Darkhaven. The Zeridian Empire's secret. Introduction to Emperor Kalen Darkhaven. Emperor Kalen Darkhaven was the ruler of the Zeridian Empire, a man known for his cunning and ambition. He had expanded the empire's borders through strategic alliances and military conquests, but his latest move, the invasion of Illyria, was motivated by more than just a desire for territory. Kalen had a secret, one that drove him to risk everything for the resources of this distant planet. The true motive. Deep within the heart of the Zeridian Empire, a mysterious energy source known as the Eclipse was dwindling. This energy was not only the power behind the Empire's advanced technology but also the key to sustaining life on their homeworld. Without it, the Zeridian Empire would collapse, plunging its people into darkness and despair. Kalen believed that Illyria held the key to replenishing the Eclipse. Ancient texts hinted at a powerful artifact hidden on the planet, capable of restoring the Eclipse to its former glory. This artifact, known as the Heart of Illyria, was the true reason behind the invasion. The traitor among them. As the war raged on, General Orion Blackwood began to suspect that there was a traitor among the Illyrian ranks. Someone was feeding the Zeridian Empire crucial information about Illyrian defenses, allowing them to launch targeted attacks that pushed the Illyrians to the brink. Lyra Flynn, with her knowledge of ancient Illyrian technology, was tasked with uncovering the identity of the traitor. She discovered a hidden communication channel used by the traitor, leading her to a shocking revelation. Counselor Elwyn, a prominent figure in the Illyrian government, was secretly working with the Zeridian Empire. The Counselor's betrayal. Counselor Elwyn had been swayed by the Zeridian Empire's promises of power and protection. Believing that the Guardians were too unpredictable and that the Illyrian government was weak, Elwyn saw an alliance with the Zeridians as the only way to ensure Illyria's survival. However, Elwyn's betrayal was not just about personal gain, it was also driven by a fear of the Guardians. Elwyn believed that these ancient machines could become uncontrollable, posing a threat not just to the Zeridian Empire but to Illyria itself. Confronting the traitor. General Blackwood and Lyra confronted Counselor Elwyn, who was arrested and put on trial for treason. The revelation of Elwyn's betrayal sent shockwaves through Illyrian society, but it also galvanized the people. They realized that their greatest enemy was not just the Zeridian Empire but also the fear and mistrust that had led to Elwyn's betrayal. The final push. With the traitor exposed and the Illyrian forces more united than ever, General Blackwood launched a final push against the Zeridian Empire. The Guardians, now fully upgraded and coordinated, led the charge. Ether, Terra, Aqua, and Aero worked in perfect harmony, pushing the Zeridian forces back and reclaiming lost territory. The Zeridian Empire's last stand. Emperor Kaelin Darkhaven, realizing that his plan was unraveling, made a desperate gamble. He ordered his most elite forces to launch a final assault on Illyria, hoping to capture the heart of Illyria before it was too late. The stage was set for a climactic battle. The Illyrians, with their guardians and newfound unity, stood ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The fate of Illyria and the future of the galaxy hung in the balance. Conclusion. The Zeridian Empire's secret had been revealed, and with it, the true nature of the war. The Illyrians had faced internal betrayal but had emerged stronger. Now, they prepared for their greatest challenge yet, a final confrontation with the Zeridian Empire that would decide the course of history. This part of the story introduces Emperor Kaelin Darkhaven and explores the true motives behind the Zeridian Empire's invasion. It also reveals a traitor among the Illyrian ranks, setting the stage for a climactic showdown between the Illyrians and the Zeridian Empire. The next part will conclude the story with a final confrontation and the emergence of a new hero. The final confrontation. Introduction to Zara Nightshade. Zara Nightshade was a rogue Zeridian officer who had grown disillusioned with the Empire's brutal tactics and Emperor Kaelin Darkhaven's obsession with the heart of Illyria. She had been secretly feeding information to the Illyrians, hoping to undermine the Empire's efforts and bring an end to the war. The final battle plan. As the Zeridian Empire prepared for its final assault on Illyria, General Orion Blackwood and Lyra Flynn devised a plan to counterattack. They would use the Guardians to launch a preemptive strike against the Zeridian fleet, aiming to disable their command ship and disrupt their coordination. Zara Nightshade, with her knowledge of Zeridian tactics, played a crucial role in this plan. She provided the Illyrians with detailed information about the Empire's defenses and weaknesses, helping them to pinpoint their targets. The battle begins. The day of the final confrontation arrived, and the skies above Illyria were filled with the sound of clashing forces. Ether, Terra, Aqua, and Aero led the charge, their biomechanical bodies glowing with energy as they clashed with the Zeridian fleet. The battle was intense, with both sides suffering heavy losses. However, the Illyrians had an advantage. Their guardians were not just machines but sentient beings, capable of adapting and learning during combat. The turning point. As the battle raged on, Zara Nightshade made her move. She infiltrated the Zeridian command ship, disabling its defenses and allowing the Illyrian forces to launch a decisive attack. The command ship was destroyed, leaving the Zeridian fleet in disarray. The heart of Illyria. In the chaos of the battle, Emperor Kaelin Darkhaven managed to reach the location of the heart of Illyria. However, he was met by Lyra Flynn and General Blackwood, who had anticipated his move. The heart of Illyria, it turned out, was not just a simple artifact but a powerful entity that could sense the intentions of those who sought to claim it. It refused to yield to Kaelin's ambitions, recognizing the darkness in his heart. The aftermath. The Zeridian Empire's forces were defeated, and Emperor Kaelin Darkhaven was taken into custody. The war was over, but the journey to peace had just begun. The Illyrians and the Zeridian Empire would have to work together to rebuild and heal the wounds of war. Zara Nightshade, for her bravery and loyalty, was granted asylum on Illyria. She became a symbol of hope for those seeking redemption and a new path. The Guardians' legacy. The Guardians, having saved Illyria, were hailed as heroes. They continued to watch over the planet, ever vigilant and ready to defend it against any future threats. Lyra Flynn and General Blackwood ensured that the Guardians remained a symbol of peace and protection, rather than instruments of war. Conclusion. The final confrontation had ended, and with it, a new era began. Illyria had been saved, but more importantly, it had been given a second chance. The story of the Guardians and the bravery of those who fought alongside them would be remembered for generations to come, a testament to the power of unity and determination in the face of overwhelming odds. This part concludes the story with a final confrontation between the Illyrians and the Zeridian Empire, setting the stage for a new era of peace and cooperation. The next step will be to create an engaging title for the entire story. SEO Optimized title for the whole story. Awaken Dragons, the epic battle for Illyria, a tale of unity and triumph. This title captures the essence of the story, highlighting the central theme of the Guardians and the battle for Illyria, while also emphasizing the themes of unity and triumph. It is designed to be engaging and effective for search intent related to epic space battles and heroic tales.